Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Brookings Harbor and all the fishing boats at sea. I'm Cousin Bruce Ellis.
And I'm Kat Liddell.
And this is the Insider Report.
So let your ears do the walking as we fill you in on what's going on in the Brookings Harbor area and beyond.
Well, hello, and welcome to this week's show that keeps you in the know. Hey, Kat.
Hey, Bruce. How are you doing this fine Monday morning?
Doing good. We had a bit of a stormy weekend.
I know. Yeah, it's been pretty gnarly. I was going to say, we had I saw some like snow on some vehicles over the weekend.
Oh my gosh, yes. I saw
we were up in the hills. You got some precipitation happening there.
Yes.
Not so much for me down at sea level, but it was fun to watch the hills get kind of dusted, sit there in the rain, hang out with some friends, had some steaks,
Yeah,
it was like a quality time kind of
weekend, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the Sunday's like my get caught up and get like work done before the work week kind of day. Like it is for a lot of people,
Yeah.
But so I got a lot of work done on my own murder mystery. I know you're working on one too, but I'm working on like a live interactive.
Yeah, you're doing the interactive
mystery.
one coming up. That's
that
gonna be fun.
The Cipher in the Stream.
Yeah.
It's opening on March 20th, and we're taking over the Chetco Activity Center and turning it into essentially a living Clue board game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's great.
People wander through and they directly question the suspects and try to get clues out of them. And so we're working on our like character sheets of what they're supposed to know and not supposed to know and what they must reveal, and they definitely should not under any circumstances reveal. Keep the intrigue up, as it were. Yeah.
But keep it going, but it's still an improv type of thing.
Yeah, it's very improv heavy, but very rooted in local history too. So it's
that's good.
It's going to be a great time, and it's for a good cause too, because they're working on building repairs over there right now. They haven't had some repairs done to their elevator in a hot minute. They need some crucial repairs over there, so they're raising money for that right now. So we're gonna split the proceeds with them.
Yeah, and you sent me the stuff, so I got to go. It's already in the paper, so it's ready to rock and roll. Yeah, I've got that ready to go.
Particularly proud of my poster.
Yeah.
This time around, it's very like mysterious looking.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. How about you? How was yours and Junior's weekend?
We just did the usual, hung out. Did nothing. Like I was saying, I took my car, was in the mechanics, and they weren't able to finish it on Friday. And Ken always loans me his truck and everything. Use it, and so I was sitting there, and his daughter called me up and said, "Hey, you won't be able to get it today. Are you okay with the truck having the truck on the weekend?" I was like, "It ain't gonna go anywhere. I'm good. It's just gonna sit here." So because with that raining and everything, I had nowhere to go. I just sat there and took care of business.
Oh yeah,
it was paper time. Like I said, I put that in the paper and everything else. I got the paper done. Man, I just whooped on. I had everything. When I have everything right in front of me, I can just roll that thing together. It's really cool.
You got a groove going.
I got a groove going, and then of course, as events. We started the events in November, working on them, and now everybody's starting to sign up and everything. So I'm making sure I get the invoices out for each one of those and all that to all the vendors, so they can secure their spots and all that good stuff. So working on that too. So I'm always busy. It doesn't matter what day it is. And then doing the double dose duo with my buddy Tom. We're working on our third song list. We went through and we just decided some of these we just weren't digging and it wasn't feeling it, and we kept the ones we liked, and it's like this is about the third time we've done it, but I think we ended up going to grabbing some of the songs I did at the Purple Days experience. So let's go. Yeah, so it works.
It works.
Anyways, so I'm always busy. So that was what we were doing. So I hope everybody got out there and had some fun this weekend. Even though it was raining, there was still stuff going on. And we got a lot coming up still, the library alone. So
I was going to say there's plenty coming up there. There's plenty coming up in the community. There's music. There's entertainment. There's things to keep
Nothing
occupied.
Stops.
Absolutely.
Nothing stops. Yes. So before we get going, we want to thank Oregon South Coast Fishermen, the Castaways, and Oregon Coast VIP Marketing for sponsoring the Insider Report. And if you'd like to sponsor our show or one of the other fine shows here at KCIW, just go to kciw.org and you will be on your merry way. And speaking of that, I got a new music schedule. We're kind of sliding in. Yeah, we have some fresh music here.
Wonderful. Well, hey, rounding out February, first and foremost, Tony Land is playing on the 28th at Kuntai, playing from 6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, then Lon Goddard on the 28th. He'll be at Misty Mountain Bruins, 6 to 8.
And then over at World Headquarters 101, they have Monday night jam sessions happening right now, and those kick off at 6 o'clock.
Yep, and then the Inateca, music starts at 7 there. On the 27th, they got Cut It Like the Kings, and on the 28th, they have a Battle of the Bands going on down there. Yeah.
And then, now it's March time.
Yep.
There we go. We've got a lineup for Cisco. He's playing on the 19th of March at Seaview Senior Living from 12:30 to 1:30. And then on the 27th, he'll be at the Chetco Activity Center from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah, and the Mighty Steelheads on the 13th, they'll be at Inateca at 7, and on the 28th, they'll be at World Headquarters 101, 8 p.m.
All right, and then the Italian guys, they're playing on the 14th of March at Inateca down in Crescent City. Music there starting at 7.
Disturbing the Peace, they'll be at the Inateca on the 20th, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yeah.
And then Black GTO on the 21st, they're going to be in the same spot over at Inateca, playing from 7 to 10.
It's a happening place. Hey, and Tony Land Band, let me see. We already got her. No, she's playing again. Oh, look at this. It's almost a duplicate. But Tony Land, she'll be playing on the 28th of March at Coontai, 6 to 8. So
there we go. Yeah, yep. Just touching on that March lineup there. Yeah. Hey, and then Lacey Young is playing on the 8th of March over at Augustino's, playing from 2 to 4 p.m.
Yeah, and then we got Rogue Strings, her and Yana getting together the 14th at Mr. Ed's in Port Orford from 7 to 9.
And then Yana G is playing on the 29th of March over at Augustino's, and music there running usually from 2 to 4 p.m.
Yep. If you'd like to get your music on the show here and also inside of Southern Oregon, if I happen to be putting it together at the time, all you got to do is send me your info for your band or yourself or whatever and your schedule and all that, dates and times, and send them to CaptainCurry541@gmail.com. There we go.
All right. And then we have the lineup for the Chetco Community Public Library located at 405 Alder Street in Brookings. Let's start with their weekly events as usual on Mondays. 5:30 p.m. on Mondays, they have Qigong for Health and Vitality. And this is a free class with a licensed instructor. Then on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m., they have story time for young children. And at 3:30 on Tuesdays, they have a tween club for youth ages 10 to 13. Then on Wednesdays at 9:30 a.m., it's another round of Qigong. Again, that's a free class with a licensed instructor. And then 1:30 to 4 p.m. on Wednesdays, they have their weekly after-school program for school-age kids. And then on Thursdays from 10 to noon, they have the Rowdy Creek String Band. That's an open rehearsal for string instrument players. And then from 3 to 5 on Thursdays, they have Checkmate Corner. This is a weekly chess club for players of all ages and skill levels. And then on Thursdays at 5:30 p.m., they have a free Easy Flow yoga class. They do recommend that you be able to comfortably get up and down from the floor to participate in that one. Then on Fridays at 10:30 a.m., they have a weekly group for fiber artists called Threads, Hooks, and Needles. You can just drop in with your project and work with a friendly group there. Then on Saturdays at 10:30 a.m., they have story time for young children once again. 1 p.m. on Saturdays, they have Saturday Shuffle, which is Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and more. And then on second and fourth Saturdays, note the new time, folks, it's 2 to 4 p.m. They have an event called Teens Teach Tech. You can drop by the library annex with your device or your tech questions and get help from a technology mentor. This is a free service presented in partnership with Harmony and Me Music. And then coming up, rounding out the month in special events at the library, this week on Friday the 27th at 5:30 p.m., they're going to host some visitors from the Tolowa-Dani Nation's Native Plant Nursery. So this is a free presentation about the Native Plant Nursery and the native and medicinal plants that reside in it. And then on the 27th and 28th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., they're going to be having an escape room event. And this one, actually, there's been a change of plans. There's going to be a zombie-themed escape room. And you can sign up with your team and see if you can solve this zombie outbreak medical emergency puzzle in an hour or less. And they do ask that their spots are limited. They are hour-long spots. They ask you to visit chetco.librarycalendar.com or call the library to sign up your team. And registration will close on the Friday of the event. And then on February 28th at 2 p.m., they have a family movie afternoon. They're going to be watching Seeing Red. Join them for a free family movie afternoon. They're going to be watching the Disney Pixar film Turning Red, and they just note that that movie is rated PG if you're curious about that. And then we've got one more book club left in the month. On the 28th at 1 p.m., they have their new Book Talk book club. Every final Saturday of the month, adults are invited to read and discuss books going viral on social media. And to get information about what book they're discussing, you can visit their Facebook page or check out the event on chetco.librarycalendar.com. And of course, all library-led events and programs are free to attend, whether or not you have a library card. And you can always get more info about upcoming events at the Chetco Library. Again, by following them on Facebook, visiting chetco.librarycalendar.com, or you can always give them a call at 541-469-7730. 3-8. And
You can.
And March is coming up fast.
That's right.
All right.
That'll be next week, folks.
All right. Well, hey, now it's time for Famous Quotes with Cousin Bruce.
Yeah, hey, here are a few quotes from the 9th president, William Henry Harrison, born February 7th, 1773. He says, I contend that the strongest of all governments is that which is most free. There is nothing more corrupting, nothing more destructive of the noblest and finest feelings of our nature than the exercise of unlimited power. The only legitimate right to govern is an express grant of power from the governed. And last but not least, all the measures of the government are directed to the purpose of making the rich rich and the poor poorer. Hey, hope you enjoyed this week's quotes from William Henry Harrison, a little rebel in his own right. Cousin Bruce, till next week, have a good one.
Nothing like a little bit of commentary on the social and economic class divide.
Yeah. Well, I did that one on, Washington last week. The president's side of the fame going.
Month, yes.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But he was a kind of out there kind of guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, hey, you got something
Oh,
here
I do.
Bruins Drama.
Well, look at me. I do that, and then I do this. Okay, hey. Bruins Drama is presenting The Wizard of Oz. You can join them for a classical story brought to life by the Bruins Drama at Brookings Harbor High School Auditorium. The last two dates are February 27th at 7 p.m. and then Saturday, February 28th at 2 and 7 p.m. The cost is $12 for adults, $10 for students. You can get pre-sale tickets available online at bruinsdrama.ludus.com. There is an online service fee that applies. And I saw some pictures of that today, and it looked good on Facebook.
Jason and I got to check it out on Saturday, actually. I was going to say in my low-key Saturday, we walked over and watched the play.
Somebody took some pictures and showed it from it. It looked pretty good. They looked really cool. They had Oz.
I was very impressed with the makeup on that one, too.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
They did a good job with that.
Good job. You never mess that show up. I mean, that's Wizard of Oz.
It's a classic.
That's great. Yeah.
Classic. Well, hey, speaking of theaters and playhouses, the Rogue Playhouse, located at 94196 Moore Street in Gold Beach, is presenting the Long Winter Concert with Apple Barner. This is on the 28th of February at 8 p.m., and here's their pithy bio statement.
Yeah.
Since Y2K, Apple Barner has been playing their mediocre and sometimes obnoxious brand of American rock, specifically categorized as cow-tipping, sheep-poking funk.
Yeah.
Apple Barner belongs to a fraternity of artists such as Bob Marley, Guns N' Roses, Rush, and Creedence Clearwater that have never won a Grammy Award. Over the years, Apple Barner has earned the reputation of being the premier band on the southern Oregon coast for funerals, divorce parties, and bar mitzvahs.
Well, there you go. I used to make that joke when we were playing with the Purple Daisies. Yeah, we'll do bar mitzvahs,
We'll play anywhere.
We'll play anywhere. That's right. Hey, Southern Oregon Coastal Bridal Show is coming up at the Salmon Run Golf Course here on the 28th, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There'll be photographers, makeup artists, DJ services, photo booth rentals, hairstylists, cash grab, cake drive, raffles, and giveaways. Oh, and there's swag bags to the first 60 brides. Hey, for more information on this, you can contact Wendy at 541-254-1125. So there you go.
I didn't know that there were that many rides to be in the Brookings Harbor.
I'm going to tell you what, she does these like twice a year, once at the beginning, once at the end or whatever, close there. I remember she does a couple of these, and it's like, hey, they busy every time.
Congratulations.
A lot of people get married around
to all these
parts.
folks getting married. I was going to say, post Valentine's Day? Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, that makes good sense, doesn't it?
There you go. Well, hey, the Sheriff's Office of Del Norte County is presenting a Posse Lunch Fundraiser. This is happening on the 7th of March from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is happening at the Search and Rescue Building at 223 East Washington Boulevard in Crescent City. And $15 ticket gets you a sandwich, pasta salad, chips, and a drink. So there you go.
Good cause there. Yeah.
And now it's time for a bit of real history with Bushwhacker Bruce.
Right. Hey, Cat. G'day, mates. Bushwhacker Bruce here, and welcome to this week's bit of real history for your knowledge pleasure. Did you know Teddy Roosevelt survived an assassin's bullet and went on to give a speech? It's true, and here's the story. It was 1912, and Roosevelt was running for a third presidential term on the third-party progressive or Bull Moose ticket. He was up against Woodrow Wilson and his vice president turned bitter rival, William Taft. Well, Teddy was not beloved by everyone. Somewhere amongst the mass of supporters, a stalker set his sights on Roosevelt. Saloon owner John Schrank began writing screeds against the president, pouring out the injustice and treachery and unworthiness and an un-Americanism of Theodore Roosevelt. Well, Schrank had been obsessed with the former presidents ever since he had an unusual nightmare. In a dream, he swears he saw President McKinley sit up in his coffin, pointing at a man in a monk's attire, in whom he recognized as Theodore Roosevelt. He further said, "The dead president said, 'This is my murderer, avenge my death.'" Well, as Roosevelt stepped out of the Hotel Gilpatrick, now the Hyatt Hotel, to head over to his speech at the Milwaukee Auditorium, the would-be assassin fired at the candidate, striking him in the chest. Well, fortunately, Roosevelt had his notes with him, 50 pages of them. They were folded in his breast pocket next to his metal glass case. These objects slowed the bullet and saved Roosevelt's life. But before going to the hospital and addressing his wounds, Roosevelt chose to go and address the people. He managed to give an 85-minute speech before going to the hospital. Doctors decided not to remove the bullet from Theodore Roosevelt's chest because it had lodged in his muscle tissue, and they determined that surgery to remove it posed a greater risk of fatal infection than leaving it in place. Well, he was worthy of the title Bull Moose. Hope you enjoyed this week's Bit of Real History with yours truly, Bushwhacker Bruce. Till next time, always keep it real.
I forgot that Roosevelt was at his peak pre-penicillin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it in there.
And he ended up losing anyway, so he didn't win anyways.
Oh,
but I mean,
gosh.
I'm just saying, he took a shot. He took a shot there, and it got him. But geez, no kidding. He just
This is merely a flesh wound.
yes,
We're fine. It's fine.
I guess if you want to listen to his speech, it was pretty. He kind of explains to the people that he was just shot, but then he goes on with an 85-minute speech. So it's like, where your priorities are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
The early 1900s. What an experience.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. What a time to be alive.
No TV. So there you go.
Well, that was the entertainment.
That's it.
Well, hey, turning to current events here. The Elk Valley Casino is currently presenting Skynyrd Nation, a tribute to Lynyrd Skynyrd, on the 7th of March at 8 p.m. The doors are going to open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8, and they can get tickets in advance at the Players Club, or you can also get tickets online at etix.com or the day of the show. They do note it is a casino, folks. You got to be 21 or older to attend.
Yeah, for those ones like that, for sure. Yeah. All right. Hey, Coastland Dance is having classes here at Brookings Elks Monday and Wednesday at 800 Elks Drive. And then Crescent City Elks on Tuesday and Thursday at 359 8th Street. Absolute Beginner is at 10:30 to 11 at both places. And then Beginner goes from 11 to noon. And then Intermediate is noon to 1. You don't need to be a member, and they suggest a donation. You can call Gene, 541-251-8998.
All right. Well, before we got some time left, and before we get into PSA here, I wanted to, since I have the time, talk a little bit about this kind of cool project that we've got starting up at the library that's going to be happening throughout the spring of 2026. And the project is called Beyond 250, Living History in Brookings Harbor, and it's an oral history project. So, so the library is wanting folks to know we're currently looking for people both to share their oral histories, to share their story of their life and their family's lives in the community and like the kind of community that they want to build going forward. But also, too, they're looking for volunteer interviewers as well who would learn how to use recording equipment and be a neutral interviewer that's just there to listen and receive people's stories. So I've got a little bit of rundown here. So this is an oral history project seeking to capture the voice of Brookings Harbor. And they ask, what does freedom look like in a small coastal town? How has the definition of community changed over the decades in Brookings Harbor? So the Chetco Library is inviting residents to answer these questions and more as part of a new landmark project, Beyond 250, Living History in Brookings Harbor. So beginning March of this year, the library is embarking on a mission to record and archive the lived experiences of local residents, seeking to connect national ideals of independence and belonging to the local stories that define our region. Every resident has a unique perspective on how this community has shaped them and how they've shaped the community. By recording our community's stories now, the library aims to create a digital time capsule that will allow future generations to understand who we were and what we valued as we look toward the nation's 250th anniversary and beyond. So how do you participate? We're looking for both interviewees, so storytellers, and volunteers to act as interviewers and editors and catalogers. And so the storytellers, if you want to tell your story, this applies applies to anyone who lives or has lived in the Brookings Harbor area, is encouraged to share their story. You don't have to be a pioneer citizen. Your family does not need to be a pioneer family. We want the perspectives of everyone in the community.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so interviews take about 45 to 60 minutes, and they're going to be conducted in a professional, comfortable setting in the library's tide pool room. And if you're interested in volunteering, students and adults who are interested in local history, journalism, and or audio-video production are all encouraged to sign up. Training and equipment will be provided. And as far as what happens with the stories, recorded interviews are going to be professionally archived in a publicly accessible digital collection that will be made available on ChetcoLibrary.org. And then excerpts from the project may also, at some point, they're available to be developed into community podcasts, historical exhibits, or used in future documentaries even. So how to sign up. Anybody who's interested in being interviewed or in being a volunteer can visit ChetcoLibrary.org/beyond250. That's Beyond 250. You can also call the library and ask how to get involved, or you can visit us and we can help you get hooked up with some information.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a really fun project.
250 years already?
Yeah, we're coming up on the 250th anniversary.
I was going to say, what's Beyond 250?
Of the Declaration of Independence.
I forgot about that.
Beyond 250. That's where it's going up. Yeah.
I guess time flies when you're having fun.
So,
we were just a little country the other day.
Yeah, it's a big landmark here, so we figured we'd do a landmark project. Yeah, just kind of reflect on where we're at.
I'm interested in that because I've been here going on almost 20 years. I've been here 19 years this coming November. And I've got a little bit of history here, Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that'd be a good one because I got plenty to talk about on that stuff.
Well, we hope you sign up to get
I'll have to do that. I'll have to pop in on that.
I'd love to sit down with you in a recorder.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Story, Bruce. Yeah.
Tell
More
it like
long
it is.
form kind of setting. Yeah. So, and again, everyone, if you call Brookings Harbor home, you are welcome to participate.
That's awesome. Good deal. All right. Well, we got a few minutes here left, so
have to go back to those PSAs.
Let's give us a few PSAs. That's very interesting, though. So how long was that lasting?
So we're aiming to conduct the interviews in March, April, and May of this year.
Okay.
And work on some curation. And depending on how the project goes, we're going to try and have some special events surrounding that, hopefully in the summer around the actual 250th Declaration of Independence signing anniversary. So.
Well, I'll go to that site then. I'll get that site again. And,
get you hooked up. That would be really cool.
Absolutely. That'd be great. Yeah, I dig it because this has been a magical place for me. And it's like I got some history. Just the Pirate Festival and the paper and all that and just all that.
Totally a contender.
And just living here from going through here, and everything and just the people and the environment. Yeah, it's awesome. Cool. I love it. Right on.
Well, hey, let's look ahead to some PSAs here, particularly one from Coastal Home Health and Hospice. They're offering a series of grief support groups right now at their location at 585 5th Street in Brookings. They happen on the first and third Tuesdays of the month at 3 p.m. They are free of charge and open to the general public, and you do not have to have received hospice services before to participate. Walk-ins are totally welcome, and if you need more information about the group, you can call 541-469-0405.
Yep. Hey, and Cascadia Pickleball Zone, 185 Highway 101 South is presenting an hour of pickleball yoga. This happens on Mondays at 11 a.m., Wednesdays at 10:15 a.m., Thursdays 6:15 p.m., Fridays 10:15 a.m., and then Saturday you got to check the schedule. So there you go. Yeah.
Well, and then KCIW is always inviting folks on to speak their mind on a show called the KCIW Soapbox. Basically, KCIW offers 2 minutes of airtime to anyone who has something to say. There are a few rules, of course. No cussing, no slandering, no advertising. But other than that, folks can share what's on their mind. The studio is open every Wednesday from 2 to 3 p.m., and people can just drop in and record.
Yeah, come in and say something positive about something good about the area. Absolutely. Hey, Legends Arcade is presenting the Trading Card Game Night every first Wednesday of the month, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, and more. You can sling spells, summon monsters, trade, or battle with local players.
Sweet. And then there are regular game nights that also take place at the Whimsical Griffin. They're located at 615 Chetco Avenue over by the Redwood Theater. Their game nights take place every Tuesday and Friday from 5 to 9 p.m., and they play Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and board games.
Yep, we got one more here. Meals on Wheels, volunteers needed. If you'd like to do something to make you and those you help very happy, if you'd like to do something to help give back to the community you love, if you'd like to help out your fellow human beings, then Meals on Wheels is looking for you. By delivering a hot meal to those who are home-ridden, you not only help someone who's hungry, but you also bring a bit of kindness into their lives, a friendly face for them to see every day, and social contact they may not have otherwise. There are 3 routes that deliver hot meals to about 60 seniors on a daily basis. Each route takes about 1.5 hours. You can volunteer by the day, the week, bi-weekly, bi-monthly, even if it's just 1 day a week, 1 day a month, whatever works for you. Every little bit helps. If you're interested in helping in this great cause for the community, please contact Meals on Wheels via the Chetco Activity Center, 541-469-6822. All right. Well, there you go. I think we're good.
I think, you're out of time for the
Yeah. So we'll just go ahead and take it to the end here and just give a close out to this week's show. Before we go, I'd like to give a shout out to, Tom's still laid up there and everything, but we want to give Michael a shout out for producing our show for us today. Thank you very much, helping us bring our show to the airwaves. And thank you all for tuning in to this week's Insider Report. And please make sure to tune in on a daily basis to KCIW 100.7 FM and catch all the fine shows that they have to offer. You can catch all the show podcasts, including the Insider Report, by going to kciw.org, and you can check out the live streaming that's available. Hey, most of the info for this week's show came from the Insider of Southern Oregon Entertainment newspaper, and you can read more by going to insiderofsouthernoregon.com, where you also find a link to the Insider Report. Hey, until next week, this is Cousin Bruce Ellis.
And I'm Kat Liddell.
We are signing off. So, hey, please support local businesses, keep it real, and spread the love and the peace every chance you get. And hey, we'll see you out there. Bam!
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yep.
For music credits for the preceding show, go to kciw.org/credits.